Hello, hello everyone. I'm about a minute late. Let's see here. All of a sudden, all these pop-ups show up on my computer, so closing some of those out. Happy Monday. It's time for Make It Monday Live. I hope a lot of you are not confused by the change in the time. I don't even know if any of you noticed. I added a link to my description and it wouldn't post it unless I push back my start time of my video. So that was really something. Okay, I see a few of you popping on here. I've asked this almost every time, but if there's anything wrong with the audio, I would really appreciate if you just give me the A-OK, everything sounds good. For those who are popping on early so that I can adjust my audio settings if I need to. It is hot and muggy here in Wisconsin, so I've got my AC going, I've got a fan going, and this new technology is still, I think I have it down pat, but I'm always worried that I'm going to miss something. Hi, Rhonda and Julie and Robin. Thank you so much for letting me know. I have some really stinking adorable cards for you tonight. One I have designed already, and I think you're going to be surprised where I got the inspiration for it when you see where I got the inspiration. And one is going to be a fun fold, a pinwheel card, and I haven't given away a prize for a while, so I thought it would be really fun tonight to do a prize drawing for everyone who shares my video. So you can see scrolling along the bottom here, it says share this video for a chance at a prize. You do not need to use any hashtags, nothing like that. Just simply find the share button on your video, whether you are watching me live on YouTube or Facebook, it doesn't matter. Hit that share button and share this video on your wall. That really helps to support my small business. And I'm going to give away a prize for sharing tonight too. And I'll show it again a little bit later for those who are popping on. But I'm giving away a roll of this retired braided linen trim, the Mossy Meadow. And I'm giving away a half a pack of the 20 to 22 in color DSP. So if you are watching the replay, it is okay to share the replay as well. I will give 24 hours for you to share this video. So I'm live at Monday, 7 Central. I will do the drawing tomorrow, Tuesday, around 7 o'clock and post the winner on my Facebook page. So if you're not following my Facebook page, make sure you do that so you don't miss the announcement for the winner of this pretty paper. You might want to comment shared once you do so you remember if you shared or if you didn't. All right. So for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm super glad you're here and happy that you joined us tonight. My name is Rose Grunwald. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And, you know, actually, let me finish this, Lynn, and then let me address the whole Canada scenario. So I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm stamping with you from my stamping studio here in New Holstein, Wisconsin. I love to inspire you with paper crafting ideas, and I'm so excited that you're here with me. So when you share my videos, you help support my small business. You get entered to win a prize from me, and it's just fun to share creativity with others. So Lynn says, if I win, pick another winner because I know you don't ship to Canada. You know what, Lynn? If you win, you will get to pick a PDF tutorial from my PDF store. So for those that are in Canada or overseas, you can win too, just a different prize. So that, I'm really glad you said something because I feel really bad. I had a Canadian friend of mine share, and and I couldn't ship overseas, and it was just like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad I didn't have something. And then I opened up my tutorial store and I got to thinking this would make an amazing prize. So there are prizes in it for those of you sharing overseas as well. Okay, who's ready for some stamping? If you are on YouTube, you're probably, you're going to want to interact with us because it's fun, but you need to log into your YouTube account to leave comments. You just need a Google account to do that, no big deal. If you are watching from my VIP page, all it tells me when you comment is Facebook user. So I don't know who's leaving that comment in my technology here. So in case I say somebody said whatever and I don't know who it is, that's just how it goes. So, all right, we're going to flip this camera around. So again, for those joining, this is the prize for sharing. I'll do the prize drawing tomorrow. So if you're watching the replay, make sure you comment replay. And when you share, comment that you shared so that I can get you in the prize drawing. And then I'll have a prize form for you to fill out so that I know where to send everything. Okay. The first thing I want to do really quick before we get started is just remind you of my August class to go. There's like less than a week left to secure your spot, and it's nearing capacity. So I wanted to remind you about everything you get. It's using the Sparkle of the Season bundle. So you have the option to add on this bundle, and this is the bundle that's featured in my projects. You'll get to make 16 cards with the class, and included in the class before any add-on of the bundle, so bundle not included, you get a half a pack of this pretty Peaceful Place Designer Series paper. So this is that really pretty kind of gray and white. I've been using this quite a bit. Gray and white paper, of course it's two-sided, and there's some of this fun silver shimmer to it. Let's see. Oh, here, I'll flip the other side over so you can, isn't this pretty? So in that class to go, you get a half a pack. Thank you. Yeah, there's some. You get a half a pack of this paper, and you have to pre-register to secure your spot. So that's why I'm mentioning it. Okay, what else? You also get a full pack of the wonderful gems. And I lost my ribbon here. You get a full roll of this pretty glittered organdy ribbon. All of that for $51. And then you can add on the bundle if you like. And you can add on if you like my amazing adhesive pack. So in this pack, we've got a roll of Stamp and Seal, some liquid glue, glue dots, a little mini ruler, super adorable. And then it also comes with, let me pull these out, an adhesive eraser and an ink eraser. There's also some double-sided tape and a pack of dimensionals in here. All the details are on my order form. And when you add on this amazing adhesive pack, or when you add on the bundle, you get to choose a free $50 level Sale-A-Bration item. All those items are listed on my pre-order form. And one of the items is the pretty Penguin Playmates paper that I'm using tonight. So just a quick sneak peek at a couple of the cards you get to make in the class. Some pretty Christmas ones. My favorite, that one is my favorite. Just, I absolutely love it. 16 of them you get to make. Okay, so now let's talk about this pretty paper we're going to use tonight. Have you guys seen this stuff yet? Oh my gosh, it is flippin' adorable, this paper. Let's see here. Hi, Jody, Vicky, and Sue. Ooh, Carol can't wait for the fun fold. So you can see that this paper has been getting a lot of love for me. I spent some time this weekend designing. So I'm doing some fussy cutting. As you can see, I've been doing some fussy cutting. And we're going to do some fussy cutting in our projects tonight, but I promise it's not that bad. Okay, so here's a look at these pretty patterns. Look at those trees. Oh my gosh, aren't they awesome? Okay, what do we got here? How about these adorable little critters? And then, of course, the diagonal, I think this is Misty Moonlight and white. Okay, now all my cut-up papers, I think, are. Oh, isn't this little polar bear just so stinking cute? And then here's the back side, some fun Just Jade, kind of cutesy little designs. How about this guy? Oh, they're so adorable. And then the pretty stripes are on the back. We've got this one, has the pretty snowflakes, but look at this. This little polar bear is pulling the penguin. Super cute. And look at, they're making a snowman. Ah, this paper is like super adorable. I have been using the crap out of it. Oh my gosh. Love it. And let me just slide it back in here so I don't lose any of these pieces. And the fussy cutting is really not that bad. So, okay, let's get started with our first card. I am so prepared. I hope that things don't go too awry tonight. I actually have all my layers cut for you. Is anyone shocked? If you're shocked, show me the shock face, because usually I am cutting as we're creating or even stamping on the fly because I'm just not prepared. All right, our card base tonight uses fresh freesia, and these colors in this pack, so just remember my tip, when you flip over and look at this label on the designer series paper, it tells you what colors are included. So there's a few of the in colors: Fresh Freesia, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight. And then it also uses Basic Black, Balmy Blue, Calypso Coral, and Soft Sea Foam. So really cute, kind of soft colors. Our card base is Fresh Freesia. We've got just a half a sheet of cardstock here. So 5.5 by 8.5. Of course, you can do whatever you want on the inside for stamping. All right. Now, the stamp set we're going to use tonight, hang on, am I going to use this one? Yes, I am, is Christmas to Remember. We're going to use this Merry Christmas sentiment, and we're going to use this tonight. I'll show you my design card when I'm done. On the design card, I actually used the Merry Christmas out of this Sparkle of the Season bundle. After I used it, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a Merry Christmas right here. So we're going to use this Christmas to Remember stamp set. This is new in the July to December mini catalog. I've been calling it the JD mini catalog. There's like 9 stamps in here and another mixed font stamp set. I really love this handwriting type font here. And it coordinates with these seasonal label dies, which I'm going to use one of these dies on the card tonight too. So that's why I had it out, because I put my bundles together and I'm like, oh, here's the Merry Christmas that I want to use. Okay, so we've got our card base all folded and ready to go. And now I've got a piece of the polka dotted designer series paper. So first of all, let me give you a really simple tip. My cutting blade is going a little bit dull, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can see there are a little bit of frays on the edges of this paper. What I like to do when that happens is just take my paper snips, because they're super sharp, And I actually just line up the edge with the edge of my paper, and I cut off like these little wispy pieces. And then look, no more frayed. I get a little bit of more use out of my blade after I do that, and I just thought I would share that tip with you really quickly. The other tip I want to give you is just really a simple one, but don't be afraid to use a full card front sheet of designer series paper. So this sheet happens to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is exactly the size of a full card front for our card. And a lot of times we are having a matting layer or something like that, but the designer series paper can act as your matting layer, and it's usually a little bit thinner, but it still makes for a good palette for the full front of your card. So don't be afraid to do that. Okay, now we've got a piece of this really pretty snowflake and fresh freesia piece as well. The back are these adorable little critters, and I forgot to write down my measurements. This one is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and my blog should be up and running by Wednesday with all the measurements for this project on it. What we're going to do is just glue this down in the center. When I glue, I like to use a silicone craft sheet because that way I don't get glue everywhere. And I will interchangeably use my Seal Plus or my Stampin' Seal. I'm actually running a little low on my Seal, and I've got plenty of Seal Plus, so I'm going to use that tonight. For those that struggle a little bit with the tape runners because they're new to you, you might want to start with the Seal Plus because it does roll a bit easier than the Seal. Either one, though, is a super high quality adhesive, which I love because I know then that it's going to kind of stand up in the mail. And, you know, my card layers aren't going to fall apart. So I'm gluing this on my card. I am not going in the center. I'm actually kind of in the upper portion of the card. So you see I have a wider border down here than I do at the top. So this is where I'm positioning this layer. What's really cool about these designer series papers is that all these colors coordinate together so well. And I like to mix and match the patterns. Like this is super duper fun and adorable. I love it. Okay, so next we need to do some stamping. So we're going to grab the Merry Christmas sentiment. And when I thought about the colors I wanted to use, now this stamp I am mounting on my, what block is this? Oh, I have it covered up. Oh, here we go, H block. Remember, I looked to the back of that designer series paper, and I wanted a dark color, and Misty Moonlight is in this paper, so we're going to stamp in Misty Moonlight. Now, I'm going to actually practice this first. Okay, I like to practice first. Oh, and this layer is 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/2 inches. It's going to span all the way across the front of our card. And I'm lining this up right near the edge. Just like that. Hi, Shar and Carol and Gloria. Welcome. Hey, Sharon. I hope you're all doing well tonight. Okay. So now, let's get out our craft sheet. We're going to do a little more gluing. We just need to glue this piece down onto the hard front layers. So, oh my gosh, did I say 5.5? It's only supposed to be 4.25. I'm sorry, I did not know what I was thinking. Now I'm gonna leave a little bit of this snowflake paper peeking out. And this sheet is a little bit, or this strip is a little bit too big, but that's okay. I'm just going to cut it off, snip it where, there we go, this. And then I don't want to get glue all over my snips, so I'm just going to grab another set of scissors here. Okay, so we've got it like this. Okay, our next layers are going to use dimensionals, and when I am using adhesive tape like this, I don't like to try and glue once dimensionals are on. So I'm going to actually glue this right to my card base next. So the Seal Plus rolls, for those who want to try tape rollers, they roll really easily. Oh, hey, Sandy. Hey, Jean. Welcome. Sandy asked how my weekend was. Thank you so much for asking. That's really sweet of you. My weekend was pretty good. John and I have some land up in northern Wisconsin, and it's a little too far away for us, and we thought it would be super fun and kind of romantic to get to, clear the land and build what we wanted to build. And John is working a ton, and it's so much work. It's just not working out for us. So we decided to sell it. And this weekend, we went and we picked up some lumber that we had at the land and just kind of brought home our lawn furniture and grill and stuff like that, so that it's all ready for the new buyers, and they get a nice clean piece of land without our junk all over it. So we did that on Saturday. Whoops, I almost knocked over my water. We did that on Saturday, and it was a lot of hard work. Oh, Honeybee's asking, are you live on another platform? I don't see any. I am. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. Most of my comments are coming through on Facebook. So great question. Okay, now I've got this pretty striped paper. You saw me putting dimensionals on it. This is 1 inch wide, and it's 4 inches across. And I'm going to place this just above my sentiment here. So just like this. You following me so far? So there we go. Now, the card I'm making tonight has a coordinating PDF tutorial. And if you are signed up for my newsletter, I send a tutorial out every Tuesday. This one, sneak peek, is coming out tomorrow. And if you want to sign up, you can go to my website, www.rosegrunwald.com, and a pop-up will show up, or if you scroll down at the bottom, you will see where you can join, and you get a free PDF tutorial to make 15 cards right away when you sign up. So if you haven't signed up there, make sure you sign up for my newsletter too. Okay, we're going to do some die cutting. I got the big, here, let me move this stuff out of the way. I'm talking too much and not explaining. Okay, now I've got these seasonal labels dies. Now, there are so many dies in this die set that it comes on 2 sheets. I love these borders like this. I absolutely love these borders. And they also coordinate with these Christmas season. They look like painted kind of images. We'll use these on another card, and there's some paper that coordinates with everything too. Just absolutely stunning. Love this stamp set. So like these pine cones and stuff, they coordinate with that, these leaves. But I love the border dies in here, and we're going to use this big one. On our next card, we're going to use some of these other ones. So I am using, I haven't used this in a while. This came out in our big catalog. This is the In Color Shimmer Vellum. So I've got a pack of that here. It's the new In Colors, so you can see. And all of these are like shimmery. They have a little sparkle to them. And of course, since this coordinates with Fresh Freesia, that is the color that I am using tonight. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. All right. So let me just stick this vellum in here and get my die in here. We're making our little sandwich. And I'm just going to run this through my Big Boss. Now, for those of you who have a mini, this big die is a little too big. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to actually double check it right now. Oh, you know what? It would fit on your mini because look, it fits perfectly. So this would fit on your mini. I totally misspoke. This would totally fit on your mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. So for those of you who have the mini, this will work great. I should have grabbed it and used it. I love that cute little thing. Okay. Now, this scrap I'm going to save because this is like gold. Jean asks, what does John do that he's working so much? John is a welder fabricator, and they, there was a big press release because they secured a job to build booms, I think, or something for these cranes that pull out like nuclear reactors out of submarines and stuff. And it's been a lot of work for them, which is really wonderful. Just doesn't leave a lot of time for kind of building a cabin from scratch on land. So we're going to try to find something that's done already for us. Okay, so aren't these borders just so freaking adorable? They're just so flippin' cute, and you can see that shimmer a little bit. Now, you know I've got to have a little bit of ribbon or twine or something in my card, and of course white is going to go. So I'm grabbing my Baker's Twine Essentials pack. Black is also a color in this designer series paper, and I think, honestly, I think any of these colors would look really nice. Because, like, let's see here. Look at this polar bear. See how he has a gray belly? That gray would work too. All right, so we are going to tie this around. And the cool thing about this die is these little nooks right here that will grab my twine. So we are just going to wrap. Now, you have to be very careful because this vellum is delicate. So I'm wrapping around twice, and I'm going to snip that off. And then I'm going to tie this in a bow. But again, we have to be really careful not to pull kind of too much here and tear our delicate vellum. So I'm going to do like I always do here. No. Hang on a second. Here we go. And just to make sure I'm not like tugging too much, we're going to tie this in a knot first. So again, I've got a piece that's too long. If you guys watch me regularly, you know I am wasting far too much twine and ribbon because I don't do very good tying these things with short pieces of thread. I'm going to tie this in a knot. Okay, so it's tight, but it's not so taut that it is pulling my vellum ends together. Okay, and now that this is in a knot, we are going to just tie this in a bow. And I also always twist my ribbon, so I'm being really careful not to twist it too much here. And then all you do is just tug on your ends to get it the size that you want. Make this a little smaller, just like this, and then I'm just going to trim these up. Okay, so we've got our bow around our vellum, just like this. What do you think so far? Okay, now for the fussy cutting. So out of one of these sheets of paper, I've already kind of cut around this polar bear. We are going to cut him out. And listen, these images are super easy to fussy cut. And I know some of you in the past have like gasped in fear or dread when you saw that a project involved fussy cutting. But I'm telling you, this pretty paper is totally worth the fussy cuts and the time spent. I know that a lot of people find coloring very therapeutic and relaxing. I actually find fussy cutting to be quite relaxing. So sometimes I will just get in a mood to fussy cut and take some of my pattern paper and my paper snips and a little box with me, and I'll show you my box in a minute. Downstairs, I stamp upstairs in my craft room. I'll take it downstairs and John and I will watch a show or a movie together, and I will fussy cut some images to use on cards while we are watching our show. So a little tip, and then you can kind of grab from your fussy cut images that you can store in a little box or a little tin. There. So I've got our bear all cut. Isn't he adorable? He's so cute. Look at him. Or her. So adorable. Okay. And I also cut out this little fox. That was pretty easy. And this little penguin. Also pretty easy. And we are going to stick these guys here onto our vellum sheet. Now I've got my bow. I kind of want to shimmy my bow over a little bit. Let's see. Can I do that? I might be able to. There we go. Okay, so I shimmied my bow a little closer to the side. All right, so we're going to put these cute little critters onto our vellum piece with some dimensionals and pop them up. And we're putting the critters on first before we put the vellum onto our paper, onto our card front. So, okay, I'm going to put this polar bear in the middle, like this. Okay, and then I want my penguin to the side over here, but he's going to be hanging out a little bit in front of the polar bear. So I'm going to put my dimensional over here on the scarf side of my penguin. And I've got some edges of my mini dimensionals that I'll grab to use up for that project. Gloria says, I am so casing this. This card is so stinking cute. I love it. Okay, and so he's just going to kind of hang out over here by his little polar bear friend. If you want, you could stick a little glue dot under here so he doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to use my take your pick tool and kind of roll up a glue dot here. And I can stick it right underneath this penguin so he's not floating around loose, getting torn. Okay, now we're going to put the fox kind of over here next to our polar bear. And his tail's going to be over the top of the polar bear. But the fox is going to be, then the dimensional needs to go on this half of our fox. So let me grab, I like to snip off these edges when they need kind of like a longer piece. Oh yes, on this side over by his scarf. Okay, so I'll put the dimensional there, and this time I'll be smart about it. You can also use the tip of your snips to grab your glue dots too. And I'm going to grab one of these glue dots and stick it on his tail so that he sticks to the polar bear. Okay, so just like this. Oops, I got my twine stuck under there. Pull it out. There we go. Okay, now here's why we did the dimensionals first on the vellum, because now that these guys are like all up on my vellum piece, I know exactly where I can stick my dimensionals to pop up this layer. Now, this is going to go right on our card front, but this striped layer, remember, is already popped up. So I do not need to put any dimensionals on the bottom here, just on the top parts. So anywhere that I can see is covered up by our cute little critters here, I can put a dimensional. And no one's going to see through. Hey, Cindy, welcome. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so, all right, now as I'm layering this, I'm paying attention to these little notches to make sure that they're kind of even on both sides compared to that little snowflake layer. And need to move it a little bit more to this side. There we go. Just like this. Oh my gosh, of course, I can't get this darn thing straight now. There we go. Just like this. Oh my goodness, how cute! Isn't this so stinking cute? Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, now a little bling, right? We've got our in color jewels from the big catalog. Let's see, and there are some fresh freesia ones here. So I'm going to grab one and I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go here. And then I'll put one more kind of down here. Now we've blinged it up. Stinking cute, right? Merry Christmas. Now for the inside of our card, I've got friends like you make this season special. Let me find it. And of course, I just realized that I never cut. Ha! I knew I would forget something. I never cut the layer for the inside, and this thing's too cute to chance a stamp right on the inside and screwing it up. So let's quick cut a layer. I'm going to go 4 by 5 1/4. And let's bring some of that misty moonlight from the front onto the inside. I gotta practice. Yeah, okay. Okay, and we'll just do this right here. All right. And now let's get our craft sheet here. Who's sticking around for the fun fold next? Whoops, there, I pushed a little too hard. That's okay, we'll just go this other way and glue her back down. If you push too hard, that can happen on your Seal Plus. Okay, so we're gonna put this on the inside, just like that. Center it up. There we go. Cute, right? Oh my gosh. Thank you everyone so much. Now, you might be surprised where I got inspired for this card. Of course, those adorable little critters, as soon as I saw them, I knew I was going to fussy cut. So I looked to my handy dandy big catalog, and I was looking for a card that used a lot of different layers of designer series paper. And on page 72, I came across this card. Now, this card looks nothing like this card other than the layout. Isn't that something? We've got a striped piece of designer series paper. We've got some ribbon, and here they use the scallop circle. I use this other layer. But that's where I got the inspiration for this card. So, use your catalogs, peeps. They totally get your creativity flowing. All right, who is sticking around for the fun fold? That's next. We're making a pinwheel card, and when you see this thing, you are not going to believe that you can make it, and I'm telling you, it's easy. You can make it. Super exciting. I have everything cut already. I think I'm more excited for the fact that I have everything cut. That almost never happens to me. I'm just going to clean some of this stuff up here. I always clean up in between cards. My friend Jody and I will stamp together over Zoom on the weekends, and she's always like, "You're cleaning in between cards." I'm like, "Yep, I have to do it." Okay. So, oh, I promised you I would show you with the other. This one uses a little more bling, and here's the other Merry Christmas from the Sparkle of the Season. So if you're adding this on to the Sparkle of the Season class to go, you can use the Merry Christmas sentiment in there, and it looks, I actually almost like it maybe a little bit better because I feel like it's the perfect space for that. But yeah, so you can use them both. Exact same layout, just a different sentiment font. All right. Let's do our fun fold. Now, when I mentioned a little box before for fussy cutting, I really do. I have, this is a tin from Stampin' Up that has some cards or something in it. And this is where I put a lot of my supplies. So this is, it doesn't look like much right here, but this is the card that we're making tonight. This is our fun fold. I'm going to show you how to make this fun fold. Now it will stand up just like this, but it will pop down into a normal card front size when you send it. And of course it's going to be decorated. So here we go. We are going to start, all my pieces for this card are in here. Okay, we're going to start with a piece of cardstock. I'm using fresh freesia, and I will, this card is actually going to be featured in my blog on Saturday. I'm part of a blog called Cards That Move, and I will have all the dimensions written out in that blog on Saturday if you want to watch for my blog there. Okay, so this is 5 3/4 by 4 1/4, and you're going to score on the long side 4 times. So we're going to go at 3/4 of an inch, so there's our first score line. Then we're going to go to 1.5 inches, then 2 1/4 inches, and then 3 inches. Now, when you score your paper, you have 2 sides of your scored paper. One side indents, I call that the valley side. That's this side. Hopefully, yeah, you can see that. And then the other side ends up popping out and raised up. That's the mountain side. Everyone always asks me which way you're supposed to fold it. It seems like you would fold it with the mountain side out, but actually you fold it with the valley side out, and you'll get a crisper edge to your fold. So there's my tip for this card. Okay, and we are going to fold along all of these score lines. We are going to burnish this edge with our bone folder. The bone folder is one of the best investments I've made. In fact, I have 3 of them. And they're in my little carousel on my desk next to me. So I use a little carousel like this to hold my take your pick tools and my aqua painters and my bone folders and stuff. And I always want to just have one that I can grab easily. All right, so once these are folded, this is going to fold into a square, just like this. So all you need to do is put some adhesive down on this piece, and it will hold right together like this. Now, I'm going to use liquid glue for this. I have like every kind of adhesive, and I'm using liquid glue because when I tuck that in there, I might need to have a little give to make sure that it's lined up perfectly. So that's when I'm using that liquid glue. Okay, and what I'm going to do is line this up, like so, and then fold this over, and make sure these edges are lined up and tucked right in to the card. And then I like to kind of stick my bone folder in there and make sure that edge is glued down nice and tight. Okay, so you see that this doesn't look like much right now, does it? But I promise it will turn into something wonderful. Okay. Now we need a few pieces of cardstock that are 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And all we're going to do is glue these on the other 3 sides of our pinwheel. So I'm just going to glue down the edge here. And actually what I'll do is glue on my square. And then we're going to line these up. And glue them in. So then we're going to turn our card and we're going to do the same on this edge. Get a little glue in there. Grab our cardstock. Sorry, I'm gluing off page here. Glue that down. And then we have one left. Oops, I cut an extra one. And what's nice is the order you do it in, you can kind of nestle that in right next to the one you glued right before it. Okay, so here we have our pinwheel card. I want to make sure it's glued nice and tight, and you see how it will flatten out no matter what way you fold it. It flattens out really nicely. Got a little piece of glue there. That it can be stuffed in an envelope and sent in the mail and open up just like so. Okay, we're not done. We're going to now glue some pieces onto our pinwheel card here. So I cut out some of our designer series paper. So I've got some of these striped pieces that are 1 3/4 by 4, like so. And those are going to go on our smaller pinwheel pieces, just like this. So we're going to center that. Now for this piece, you could use your whatever adhesive you wanted. You don't really have to move these around as much as the other layers. I just have mine out, so that's what we're going to use. Okay. And of course, you can do this with any of the patterns that you want in that designer series paper. These are just the ones that I picked. Okay, one more. Like this. What do you think so far? Do you see it coming together? So we've got our fun pattern on our short pieces. And now we're going to put designer series paper on our other pieces. So I've got the snowflake pattern. These are 2.5 by 4. We're just going to center these here. Onto each of the sides of our pinwheel. One last one. All right, so here we go. Now, we are going to take some of these fussy cut pieces from our paper. So I'm going to start with the snowman. And then remember how I said we were going to use some of these other dies? I cut out more of this vellum with some of these various shapes from the seasonal layers. So like this one lines up here with that big one. Now the other cool thing about using our adhesive tape like Seal or Seal Plus is that it's hard to see through when you are using vellum. So that's really cool. So I'm just going to glue this vellum here. See, you can't even tell that there's glue on there. Pretty cool, huh? All right, and I need some scraps of white. Forgot to get that out. And I need my... Okay, so this magic is in the air. Is going to be our sentiment, but let me grab... I'm going to use a different scrap for this. I've got from all my classes that I cut and everything, I've got a ton. Well, and if you're making a lot of cards too, you probably have a ton of these strips from when you cut this stuff out. Okay. So I am going to stamp magic is in the air. We're going to grab our snips. I think we're going to do some cutting. And I'm going to grab my snowman guy here. And I'm going to glue him down right over the top of our vellum. I'm being careful that his little arm isn't sticking out. Oh, you know what? It's okay a little bit if he sticks out. So let's move him a little bit to the edge. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these pieces. Magic is in the air. Okay, I'm just trimming around these words. So when you've got sentiments, they don't always have to go exactly how they come on that rubber. You can do whatever you want with these. And for this one, I'm going to put these here like that. Okay, so magic is in. Now, I thought about popping some of these up on dimensionals, but because this is already going to be a little bit bulkier than a normal card from the fold, I'm only gluing these for Hearing Direct. You are right, Robin. These would work great for a birthday. So that's what I love about how these colors are not your traditional green and red that you usually see, because you can use these for winter birthday cards. So there's our first panel. What do you think? Magic's in the air, our adorable little snowman. Okay, now we're going to work on our next one. Okay, so let's do another. Okay, I've got the same shape vellum piece. We're going to center this just like we did the last one. And this time I'm going to grab this polar bear. Isn't he cute? And we're going to also grab this other skinnier sentiment that says, "'Tis the season." All right. Okay, let's stamp this. Ooh, this one's harder to... Oh my gosh, cute. See that? Isn't that cute? Okay, I'm going to try and trim this end so that the border is pretty even around. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And let's see where we could put this. I think this would be fun right in the center. So let's glue down our bear. Okay, just like so. Okay, and now we will glue down our sentiment. Tis the season. Cute, huh? Adorable. Love this card. Okay, ready? See, this is super fun because look at how we get to design. We get to just do like a little mini card with each panel. All right, what should we do next? Let's do another one. Okay, so let's glue this down again in the center. I promise the last one doesn't use this same vellum. You'll have to stick around. Be surprised to see what it is. All right. And this one, we got a little penguin. And let's do our season's greetings. Will this be long enough? I think it will. Okay. Season's greetings. And we don't have a full space to put this, so I'm going to do what I did with the first one and just snip these apart. So we can go up here, like the season's greetings. So let's glue this on. Let's glue this on. Okay, let's glue our penguin. And what do we think of a little fox? Let's glue our little fox on here too. I think I only have one panel left after this, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's glue this little fox next to him. Cute, huh? Our little penguin and our fox. Season's greetings. Again, if you want this to be a birthday card, it could just say happy birthday. All right, our last one. We're going to go back because we've got all sorts of fun friends here. We're going to go back to this Friends Like You Make This Season Special. And I've got one main focal point here. We're going to do this one up here at the top. So let's stamp our greeting. Let me look. How am I going to want this? Like this? Yeah, I want it like that. Okay. Sorry, stamping off camera. Thanks, Sandy. Thanks, Rhonda. Okay, so let's glue our sentiment down here. Friends Like You Make This Season Special. And I want to make sure that there are friends on here. So I've got this adorable little fox. I think you're going to be a little surprised at the little guy that comes next. And I thought I found on one of these patterns these cute little tiny bluebirds. Jackie says, hi from Texas, nice and hot. Well, maybe this card will cool you off. We've got foxes and polar bears and snowmen and sweaters. So we're going to put this bluebird on here. And I've got one more. And if you didn't want to use a little piece of glue, you could use like a glue dot on these little birds too. So the fox is hanging out with his bird friends. What do you think, huh? Okay, let me just move a few of these things so we can get the full effect of our card. Isn't this stinking adorable? Friends Like You Make the Season Special. Magic is in the air. 'Tis the season. Season's greetings. This one's probably my favorite one, the fox with the adorable little birds. And just so that you can see that I'm not pulling your leg, I'm just going to grab an envelope here. These fit in an envelope, just like so. So you are going to be able to mail this off. Okay, and then they're going to open this up and pop up their pinwheel card, which could sit on the mantle like this. Well, I guess like this. And they can flip around to see all these adorable little critters. So isn't that cute? All right. There's our two cards for tonight. Sandy says, hope you'll have the measurements for us. I absolutely will have the measurements for you, Sandy. If you replay, I gave all the measurements verbally if you don't want to wait until Saturday, but they will be in writing on Saturday when the blog hop goes live. We're doing cards that move. So if you want to see more fun folds and kind of moving cards like this, make sure you're subscribing to my blog so that you can see all the measurements for this card in writing and other cute projects on Saturday. This Saturday, it'll go live at 9 o'clock Central Time. So there's our 2 cards tonight. Remember, if you share my video, you get a chance at a prize. I'll give that away tomorrow at 7 Central. I will post the winner. Turn this off. Those are so stinking cute, weren't they? Here, let me hold this up so you can get the effect. I'll move my light out of your way. Here in real, like in 3D. So here's how it would look, kind of standing up. Oops. Just like this. Oops. Everything's backwards in this camera. Isn't that cute? All right, guys. Make sure you share my video with your friends and be back here next Monday night at 7 Central so that you can see my next project. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. You can shop my online store right on my website, www.rosegrunwald.com. Across the top, you can see Shop Now. And then all my classes to go are listed there, so you can shop for those. I've got a PDF tutorial store. You can browse there as well. Your support really, really helps my small business, and it helps me to keep bringing inspiring ideas like this to you. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, make sure you do that and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications for my videos. And make sure you get notified and follow my Facebook page so you get notifications there too when I am live. All right, thanks again for joining me. I will see you next time. Have a great night, everyone. I had so much fun with you. All right, bye-bye.